What up YouTube, this is Rather Be Welding coming at you again with another homemade project. Today we have my new and improved homemade ATV. This is what the ATV looked like before I redesigned it and rebuilt it. As you can see, the front wheels had suspension. The suspension never worked properly, the steering never worked properly, the steering wheel was really crappy. Basically, it was just an extremely crappy design. I was never happy with how the ATV turned out, performance-wise. I just wanted to rebuild and redesign the entire front end, which is basically what I did. And so there's the rear shocks, which I fixed. There's the brake, which I fixed. And here are me and my friends trying to ride it. As you can see, you had to mash down that thing next to your foot to get it to go, and it was just never really, I was never happy with how it turned out. Let me put it that way. This is what it looks like now. As you can see, I've done a lot of changes to this thing, one of which is I replaced the entire front steering system. This is the old one. It was crappy, I didn't like it, so I took it off, rebuilt it, and it's much better. The wheels are slanted back just a little bit, so therefore when I turn to the right, the wheels lean to the right, therefore leaning into the turn. When I turn left, the wheels turn into the left, so they lean into the turns instead of against it, so therefore this thing turns a whole lot better. The new steering wheel is my old ATV that I never got running. Here's the gas. I haven't yet finished the brakes. I want to put front brakes on this thing, but I haven't figured out how to do it yet. This is the back brake. It's foot brake, so therefore push on this, and it rubs against the tire, therefore slowing me down. It doesn't work that well because it's a crappy design, and it's just a crappy design, so it doesn't work that well. So I'm probably gonna have to either just keep it and not really use it that much, or just, take it off and do something else. This was my old design of a brake, was this thing where this belt rubbed against this pulley, V-belt pulley, and it actually worked better than this. So I'm actually thinking of re-putting it on, but I don't know. If this thing gets so bad where I can't use it, I'm just gonna re-put this thing on. So, and I originally had put this shock right here. It went from here to here. You can see the old thing where I ground off. Come on. Oops. Focus. Focus. I hate this camera. And then I moved it was attached to here, and then I moved it up here, so therefore it had a lot more suspension, and it just looked really weird. So I moved it up to here, and then I thought, oh, I don't need this little bit, so I cut it off, and it looked, sheesh, focus. I need to turn autofocus on. But so I cut it off. I looked at it, I stood back, I looked at it, and this thing just looked really weird without it. It looked like a box with wheels. So I welded it back on, and with crappy welds, but they hold. So, and as you can see, I still have the same 3.5 horsepower motor on here. With the old design, it never ran properly, and I fixed that. I put the air filter on, I cleaned out the carburetor, and this thing runs a whole lot better. So this thing's a lot more fun. It has a lot of torque. Coming around the other side, I have the centrifugal clutch put on here. It goes to, this centrifugal clutch is a 2.5 inch. This goes to a I think this is a I think this is a 10 inch 10-inch, I don't know, 10-inch, this looks like 10-inch wheel. Here is my new tensioning system. I have to cut this off and take this off, but originally I stepped on this. I didn't have this centrifugal clutch on here. I just had a regular pulley, and I stepped on this, and this thing, therefore tightening the belt. And this, what is this doing? What is this doing? There we go. Jeez. Therefore making me go. So I didn't like that design, so I put the centrifugal clutch on here, and this thing has a lot of torque, so it goes from a 2.5 to, I believe, an 8-inch to a 2-inch to a 4-inch. So it has some gear reduction, but not that much. And this is the new thing that's keeping it that's keeping this thing tight. So, and I probably need to replace the seat. This thing is not that comfortable. It's made out of insulation board that you put in your walls in your house, and there's a little divot where I accidentally poured some gasoline and it ate away at the foam. So I like the changes, you know. I'm always trying to improve this thing, making this thing better, run faster. So I like these changes, you know. This thing is pretty fun to ride, and it's, you know, it's got some torque. You know, I can spin tires if I'm, like, you know, on muddy ground or something like that, and I'm able to spin tires. So yeah, this thing's pretty fun. It's kind of really scary with one hand. My brakes are actually working. Okay, that's enough. Oh, crap. Well, that's what you get for having fun, I guess. I'm shaking. I bent the handlebars. That's what I get for hollow tubing. I bought hollow tubing for the, for this thing. Shoot. Darn it. Well, I guess that's another thing to fix. Along with my backyard. Crap, my dad's gonna be pissed. Well, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, whatever. It's free country. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.